Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And the BBC is going broke and charging for news. We're gonna talk about this because just a couple months ago, they were warning of an unprecedented issue after they had a £1 billion drop in income. They weren't sure what they were going to do, and now they're announcing that they're going to charge audiences, U.S. audiences, for news for the first time. They're going to paywall their sites and everything.
So, like, over there, you have to pay, whether you like to or not, you're supposed to pay this fee so the BBC gets
license
money, correct?
Fee, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, since they're not making enough money there, now they're going to come over here and try to charge us for it. What happened the last time England tried to tax us to death? Or tried to charge us for shit?
Like, so are you willing to pay the BBC for news so they can give you stories like this where they attack fans for not liking?
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Sonic the Hedgehog, and so many articles about all the bigots and the misogynists and the racists and that's so for we're gonna talk about this. $50 a year. Basically, they're desperate. Like, look, I'm gonna be honest here because we're charging too. By the way, if you go to news.clownfishtv.com, a lot of people kind of have to because the ad market has collapsed. And I mean, I get it to some degree, but I'm also like, good luck with that. It's very hard to get people to pay something.
Well, hey, you know what, though? Here's the thing. We aren't forcing people. No one's paying a fee that they get, punished for if they don't pay it here.
Yeah.
To watch us.
Right. We're going to punish you.
If you want to punish yourself by paying the fee over here, then that's your choice. I mean, I think there's a lot of expensive ways that you more expensive ways that you could, punish yourself if you're into that kind of thing.
That sounds really dirty. We're gonna talk about this, and this is just everybody, right? Everybody's going behind a paywall now because they have to. But this seems very desperate. And again, we could connect this to Doctor Who, where they had to get a co-financier, co-producer for the last couple seasons of Doctor Who, and that would be Disney. And I don't think that's going to happen again.
Clearly not. That's why they're asking people to pay.
And now they're like, oh my God, guys, we got to charge you. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, you can pay us $5 a month, but it's additive. It's content that you do not get over here. We're not going to paywall our content over on YouTube. It's always going to be free. That's just the way it works until we
might do rants sometimes over the paywall thing. But
I
have another one. I got a long list of things I could scream about.
What are you pissed about today?
Oh, which one of these 10 things?
But this seems to be just their regular news. Now, according to Deadline, they're going to charge $50 a year or $9 per month to give users access to their news articles. So just their news articles, just basic like free news, their features in the 24/7 live stream of the news channel. $50 a year.
So it's just basically paying like another subscription service fee.
Yeah. But, here's the thing. People are burnt out on this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got BBC News on like Hulu or something like that, do they have it on there? I don't know. I don't watch it. But if they did, like, you're already paying that, why the hell would you pay them? Oh, I want to read your shitty articles where you're attacking, Sonic fans or Doctor Who fans or whatever.
I'm just like, it's not enough. You're already charging fees in your own country. It's not enough, so you got to charge it here too. But then the flip side, I guess, if you're charging your own people, you should be charging other people too.
The BBC said this could be extended to ad-free doc series and films, early release podcasts, and newsletters over the coming months. So basically, they're going to paywall everything. And so we've come full circle. This is what's so weird. And, this is coming from people that have run websites for years. I worked for a newspaper for years. And it used to be back in the day, you did pay for news. I mean, even if it was a quarter or 50 cents or whatever for the newspaper, and subscriptions and advertising paid salaries of the people that made the newspaper. The internet comes along and people got used to free news, right? It was ad supported for the most part. And there were sites that had like, premium content and stuff like that. But for the most part, the news was free and people got used to that. And that kind of killed off the newspapers because people were like, why am I paying whatever I'm paying a month for a newspaper
Well, that's just it. And the thing is, every time you have something that's free but it's ad supported, you have to have an exit strategy because eventually it's going to stop. The same thing happened with web comics.
Yeah.
It was great, people were getting ad money and it was supported by ads, and they were doing really well. The problem is that people were abusing the system and then like clicking on their own stuff. We had like mommy blogs, same thing, and blogs in general. We had issues like that. It was doing well, and then it'll last for a while, and then it'll whatever happens, Google will decide to get greedy about something else, and then it's gone. Here we have the BBC. People don't want to pay for it. They wanted it free, but now they have to have some money, right?
Yeah. That's just it.
Probably people aren't getting to see it as well as they used to see it because their algorithm has changed.
Well, that's it. We're going to see more and more sites do this. And it's actually getting, honestly, it's getting kind of annoying. You go to a lot of websites now and it's like, here's the ad blocker. Oh, you've got an ad blocker, disable that. And then you disable it and the site is unfreaking readable. Like it's unusable. You can't even, it's awful. Video ads, because they're desperately trying to get as much money as they can. And again, you give it away for so long, it's really hard to charge people for it. But they said the site gets 60 million visitors in the US alone. CNN, which is run by former BBC Director General Mark Thompson, is going to unveil its first true news streaming service 3 years after CNN Plus got shut down. And
that lasted, that was a month, and they spent like $500 million on it.
Yeah.
I was so mad about that. Give me the money. I could have told you it was a bad idea.
The CEO of BBC Studios Global Media and Streaming said the move represents the next phase of their bold mission unveiled more than 3 years ago. We're bringing more of the BBC's trusted, high-quality content together in one powerful, easy-to-access destination. Over the next few months, as we test and learn more about the audience needs and habits, additional long-form factual content will be added to the offer for paying users. This is a major milestone, just the beginning of an exciting new chapter.
So they have to have those. They have to have that money to be able to generate the content for the paying user. So we're going to offer all this new stuff we promised, but we have to have you pay for it first so we can make it. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know that's what's going on, but that's what it sounds like.
They're pointing out, they said with the declining license fees and rising costs, because again, we don't know I'm not even going to pretend to fully understand the TV license situation in the UK, but what I do understand of it is the gravy train's going to end pretty soon. And people are getting tired of paying it. Mm-hmm. So with the declining license fee and rising costs, the BBC has been under more and more pressure to generate commercial income via BBC Studios. That's what Doctor Who was supposed to do, and it didn't work out for them. But this was just a couple of months ago. BBC warns of unprecedented issues after £1 billion drop in income.
And so where did the £1 billion drop come from?
I don't know. So it's fallen by £1 billion in real terms compared with 2010. The corporation's annual plan for 25-26 is revealed. The corporation said it's no longer sustainable to cut more staff to plug financial issues after axing 2,000 roles over the last 5 years. So they're not in a good place right now. So now this is desperation. This is like, oh my God, guys, we're going to paywall everything. They said the BBC has been increasingly cash-strapped in recent years after 2 years when the license fee was frozen and rising inflation. The report says despite strong growth from BBC Commercial, the BBC faces an unprecedented content funding challenge as co-production partnerships, Doctor Who, with global streamers and media companies have reduced across the sector. Yeah, nobody's going to help you bankroll shit because they can't pay for their own shit.
Well, if there's nothing in it for them, then why would they help?
Right. Without intervention, it will be difficult to maintain the current ambition and volume of UK content. They said they will continue our ambitious program of transformation to ensure the BBC is in the best shape to meet the challenges of a fast-changing media environment after having a smaller, leaner workforce following an aggressive savings program, and now they're going to paywall all their news. Okay,
just call me crazy. But if you cannot stay in business, even after you're forcing people in your own country to pay for a fee to keep you on the air or whatever, and you can't stay in business unless you have a market that demands that they want your content, then you're going to have to shut down. So, I'll give them credit for trying to at least, get it paid over here to see if there's demand. But if there isn't demand, you're kind of screwed because you can't expect everybody else to pay for you to be there when no one wants you there.
So they're putting their kids' news show, news round. I'm not kidding the UK.
It sounds like short round.
Short round. Hey kids, let's watch Short Bus News from the BBC. It's staying on the iPlayer, but it's also going to be available on YouTube. So I wonder what would happen. I would like to see the numbers if these streaming services would actually drop their content for free or ad supported on YouTube, and they would actually show the numbers.
I think that's what's causing the problems here. One, we know you can hide numbers, but two, I'm also concerned because if we already know there's a bunch of weird stuff going on YouTube, and I think it's some more mainstream stuff are getting boosted artificially and stuff like that, and things that make Google more money. I don't want them to come over here, and if I can see their numbers, because that's going to cause more congestion. But it sounds to me like before you said what you said, I was going to say, well, it sounds to me like they're already sending them over here to try to get more views because there's eyeballs over here. And if you give it to people for free, you still get ad money. But the only way you're going to get ad money is if you come to places like YouTube for now. And I think it's going to be, it ties into that. We don't want them here because this is going to, be more mainstream, whatever, that's going to take over the views, and then independents are going to get pushed out.
Mm-hmm. They said they're also going to look at using AI to help them.
Of course they are.
So it's like everybody is. Yeah, this is crazy. Like, I mean, it's not crazy. It's just that this is what they're having to do to survive. But the problem is people don't want to pay 50,000 different subscriptions every month to get all their news, especially if the news is biased. And I think a lot of people are going to feel like, well, you put a gun to my head to make me pay for it anyway. I mean, this is in the US, but like still, it's ridiculous. They're trying to shake down US audiences. Who the hell is going to care over here? I'm going to be honest. Who in the US is going to care about your BBC News?
Yeah, no one.
No one. But good luck with that. I give them props for trying. Again, if you'd rather give money to us, go to news.clownfishtv.com. We're giving you extra. We're not taking anything away.
No.
They're taking it away, and they're charging you more. All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.